How much do law firms spend on marketing? That's a question you asked me down in the comments of another video, so I'm going to answer that question for you today. I'm going to give you some serious concrete deadlines for how much law firms spend on marketing. Join me for this episode of The Inside BS Show. Hi, I'm Dave Lorenzo, and today's show is all about how much law firms spend on marketing. You see, in the comments of another video, one of my viewers asked, how much do law firms spend on marketing? So I'd love to discuss this with you. I'm going to give you 4 specific measurement points, and then I'm going to give you my rule of thumb, my super secret, double secret guideline. That's number 5. You're never going to believe what I'm going to share with you in point number 5 because it's a great rule of thumb for how you can measure your growth based on your marketing spend. So let's dive right into the content and let me answer the question for you. How much do law firms spend on marketing? So point number 1 is that there's a range that is well documented. Law firms spend about 10 to 20% of current revenue on their marketing efforts. Is this enough? Well, if you're a startup, it's not enough because you should be spending 60% of your money, the savings that you have, marketing because you need clients. But we're assuming that your law firm is up and running and you're attracting clients, or you've been attracting clients for 6 months, a year, or longer. At that point, you should be spending 10 to 20% of your revenue on marketing. Now, if you're Greenberg Traurig or you're Gibson Dunn or you're Venable, you're one of the biggest law firms in the world, you're probably going to be close to 10, 11, 12% of your overall revenue because your revenue is massive. If you're Joe and Sal's corner law firm, you're going to be spending 40 to 50% of your current revenue because you want to grow and get to be Joe, Sal, Pete, Jane, Harriet, and Joan law firm, right? So if you're focused on growth and rapid growth, you're going to spend more. If you're not focused on rapid growth, but you're focused on continued growth, like 5, 10% growth every year, you're going to spend probably 10 to 15% of your current revenue on marketing. The second thing I want to share with you, the second point I want to share with you is when you're focusing on what you're spending on marketing, so you're wondering how much the law firm spend on marketing, you shouldn't be worried about your spend. You should be worried about the return on investment of your spending. There was a video that I did weeks ago. It was an interview with a tax lawyer named Steve Klitzner. And he made a point in that video. He said, I don't worry about what I spend on marketing. I worry about the return on investment for my marketing dollars. And that's what I want you focused on. Steve's been a client of mine for almost 15 years, and his focus is appropriately placed on the return on investment. So if he's spending 20% of his revenue on marketing, he should get a significant return on investment from that. And that's what I want you to focus on. Focus on your return on investment and not on the dollars that you're spending. The third thing I want you to do when it comes to law firm marketing spending is I want you to keep track of the cost per acquisition of a new client. How much does it cost you to attract a new client? If your average client matter produces revenue of, say, $5,000, and it costs you $1,000 to attract and acquire that client, then you're talking about a 20% client acquisition cost. If you can get that down to 10%, you can make 10% more. So your cost per acquisition is something you should keep track of, and it's something you should know inside and out. The cost per acquisition of a new client is critical. The fourth element of spending from a marketing perspective with regard to law firms, when you're asking me how much do law firms spend on marketing, the fourth thing you should worry about or you should keep track of is client lifetime value. If you currently have a law practice where you only do one thing and then that client goes away forever, you're never going to be efficient from a marketing perspective. Your law firm should have multiple services you can provide for the same client. That will increase the lifetime value of your client relationships. And with that increased lifetime value comes more profitability because you don't have to acquire that client again. So your cost of acquisition goes way down. When you focus on client lifetime value, you expand your law firm, you implement more practice areas, perhaps you acquire another law firm, or you bring in another attorney who works for you, who can do different things. Increasing client lifetime value lowers the cost per acquisition, it increases your return on investment, and it helps you make more money. All right, the fifth and final thing, this is the double secret thing I told you I would share with you at the beginning of our time together. And this is a metric that I use to make sure my law firm clients are growing and to make sure that what they're spending on marketing is really productive. Here's my rule of thumb. And this is point number 5. It's the double secret point. If you spend 20% of your revenue on marketing, then you should grow your revenue by 40%. So for every $10 you invest in marketing, that $10 should return $20, right? So you should grow 100% of your investment in marketing. So if you're spending 20%, like I told you, you're spending between 10 and 20%. If you're spending 20%, your revenue should grow by 40%. If you're spending 10%, your revenue should grow by 20%. That's a rule of thumb. You should double the percentage of marketing spend in revenue every year. If you're not doing that, you're doing something wrong and you need to give me a call. Now, if you don't want to call me or you're not ready to call me yet, there's a video I'm going to link to right now up here. And at the end of the video, you'll see it. It's called Great Legal Marketing Strategy. It's my Great Legal Marketing Strategy video. I want you to click on that link and go watch that video right now. That will help you increase your spending on marketing. You're worried about how much law firms are spending on marketing? Go watch my Great Legal Marketing Strategy video. It will help you grow your revenue. It will help you find more money to invest in marketing, and your profits will snowball. You'll be growing 10, 20, 30, 40, 50% every year, and that is what's going to help you make a great living and live a great life. Go watch that Great Legal Marketing Strategy video right now.